and she's back with another Q&A. How are you ladies? I know it's been a long time since I've had an upload. It's your girl Fertility Queen, for those of you who might have forgotten. I haven't really been hiding, it's just that we've been having a lot of work being done on the house, so naturally there's a lot of noise and ruckus going on in the background, so I didn't really want to have that in the background. You might hear a little bit of noise today, but hopefully not too much. So anyways, I hope everyone's staying safe right now during this time. It's like summer and we should be enjoying ourselves. I'm here in California, so if you can imagine, not everything is opened up. I know we're not the only ones, but yeah, I've been home, so just like a lot of you. Okay, so this is a Q&A, and I think it's going to be like a part 1 and 2. So this one comes from Denise. Hi Queen, how are you? I've read most of your program threads on Nexus and have some questions for you if you don't mind. You know I don't mind. Does drinking sage or mint tea affect BO program? I drink it every day. Let's see. I've never taken sage. I think sage is actually really, really powerful. I just have never used it in a hormone balancing breast enhancement protocol, so I can't really tell you. But if you've been drinking it, and you've been fine taking your bovine ovarian protocol, I don't see what the problem would be. I'm not sure what a possible contraindication, or I don't even know if I said that right. I don't know what the possible interference would be if you blended the two herbs together with the cleanse. But as far as the mint tea, I know that a lot of women have had some pretty good success with it. I felt like drinking mint tea, I did do this, I had mint and green tea together as a combo, light mint, because I can't take a lot of mint. And by the time my labs returned, the doctor said, and this was like 2 months of drinking it like every day, he said that my testosterone levels were non-existent. So I don't know if this contributed to having non-existent testosterone, or if I just had low hormones across the board, and you know, that's just because I've got hypothyroidism and hypoadrenia. So I did notice that my eyes were very dry. If I take too much of an herb, my eyes get dry. I know that I've taken too much. Dryness in the eyes, it's not a good thing. Is it okay to continue taking saw palmetto along with Vitex? I'm taking it for acne purposes to lower testosterone. Okay, so saw palmetto is really, really good. It's even good for men. It's good for getting rid of that nasty androgen. You know, the kind of androgen that makes you go bald and then you've got like this fur coat on your chest. So yeah, even men go through these imbalances with testosterone, and they need to take the berry. The berry is really, really good. Saw palmetto berry, obviously it's been around in Native American, you know, cuisine and, you know, healing. So it's very safe for both men and women to take. Is there such a thing as taking too much? I feel like anything over 900 milligrams of saw palmetto is just too much. You just don't need it. And that's talking from personal experience. At a body weight of 100 pounds. I like to take it twice a day, 450 milligram. Taking it with Vitex is fine, but you're gonna feel, you might feel some strong sensations in your ovaries. It's really working the glandular system. Saw palmetto is so good for the thyroid. It's just good for, it's good for tonifying. Like, this is a great long-term herb to take. It's totally fine. Even if you weren't on a hormone balancing or breast enhancement protocol, this herb would be fine to take, in especially in lower quantities, like 450 milligram, 500 milligram is totally fine. Taking it for acne, yeah, you can take it for acne. Vitex is also really good. Vitex is one I really have to be careful with. If you take it in the middle weeks of your cycle, I found it benefited me best because you're working on that peak. You can take it for day 6 to day 12. That's like the perfect time to take Vitex in my opinion, and I like to take it as a nightly dose, one nightly dose. But that's in tincture form. If I'm taking capsules, I'll take it in the morning, I'll take it at night, and I will not exceed 900 milligrams daily. That's just me. I've done the experiment of taking it all cycle long. I've done the experiment of taking it just the last half of the cycle. I've done the experiment of taking it just the first half of the cycle, but I prefer the middle weeks. So like the week after your period, whether it's day 6 or day 8, you know, because 28-day cycles, I've somehow turned into a 28-day cycle, but back then I was a 30-day cycle. So could be, yeah, second week, third week, and then leave your fourth week and your very first week alone. Do not take the Vitex. That's what worked best for me out of trying all of it. Let's see. Oh yeah, and if you have pituitary issues, like a pituitary tumor, you should not be taking anything that excites the pituitary or stimulates the pituitary, because this is what stimulates the pituitary. So to get that luteinizing hormone, to get it to peak along with the follicular stimulating hormone, you're taking the Vitex. So be very careful. Do not overdo taking the Vitex, period. Even if you don't have a pituitary tumor or pituitary issues. It's just something that you really got to be careful with, okay? And if Bountiful Breast has, if you're taking Bountiful Breast, it already has pituitary extract in there, so you do not want to overexcite your pituitary, okay? Do you think progesterone cream will be useful in my program? I read that you use it to help swelling while pumping. Yes, if you need it, absolutely. The over-the-counter kind is fine, but I suggest a bioidentical. If you're actually deficient in it, get the bioidentical compounded through your endocrinologist. That's like the best to utilize that as a supplemental progesterone source. If you're having a hard time with your body creating progesterone, that's where Vitex can come in. I know there's another herb. It's like a Chinese herb. I want to say it's like Romania something or other. There's more research to be done. There's supplemental progesterone sources, and then there's the kind that will have your body create it. There's pregnenolone, hard to say, pregnenolone, 25 milligrams or 50 milligrams. You can also take that to help create what your body needs. Not necessarily going to create progesterone, but it might in your case if you need it. There's a lot of things to research. So in my case, I was having a hard time. So I did both the supplemental over-the-counter compounded with my doctor. I found that taking over-the-counter only for 3 months or 3 cycles in the middle of my cycle, meaning the 2 weeks, the middle weeks of my cycle, for 3 consecutive months, I tapped out, maxed out what I can get from over-the-counter progesterone. So I had to really stick with the compounded one the doctor gave me. And then you have to be careful with that one too, because you can also get melasma, which I'll be making another video on my melasma story. That's my dad. He's from Tennessee. So if you hear a man with the accent, that's my dad. Okay, so, and the noise, I apologize. Yes, so if your labs denote that you are deficient in progesterone, go ahead and see if you can get the compounded kind. And I, like I said, had the best success with using it in the 2nd and the 3rd week of my cycle, rotating all areas. Okay? So I'm going to stop this video right now, and we'll get into part 2.